Hello, hello, welcome back. This is Neil. This is my second attempt recording this video. This is a demo of cookieless MVP. So this demonstrates using the Surfey API from a different domain. I'm using Gibden.com, my own domain, to access the API with cores without using cookies, and so we'll see that work. So in order to use this, just in the MVP HTML, you set cookies as false. And if you look over here, cookies is false just sets this API use cookies. And so inside MVP, if use cookies is false, it will not include the credentials. And so by that, I mean when it calls fetch, it will not set credentials equals include. And that means the cookie set in the browser will not be passed to the server, so it doesn't know that it's authorized. And then to authorize, you need to set API authorization, which needs to be handled by the client. In this case, this is just a global variable that I'm setting when the sign-in flow completes for either Apple or Google. So you can see I'm pulling the token from the sign-in API request once it completes. And we can also see just by refreshing this, if you have cookies as false, that it comes back with unauthorized. And looking at the request for user, what might be interesting is you might see cookie being set. It's not set in this case, which is good. But the request will not pass the cookie in. And so the difference there is obviously if you have cookies as true, or if you don't have this header, then it sets the cookie, see, which looks like this, and so the cookie gets passed in. So that's the difference. If you have cookies equals false, then those credentials don't get included, and it looks like this. And so you get every single time, because it's stored in a global variable, you reset the page, you'll see that you're not logged in. So we're going to go ahead and create a new auth token by logging in. And when you see the login complete, it'll say Google sign in OK, and it'll put in the token here, which then gets passed to all of the API requests using the authorization header and a bearer tag. And then everything else works as normal. There's also, I split out the function for constructing the full API URL, so I could use that to properly construct the asset URLs, in this case movie.mp4, so that now works coming from a separate domain and flowing off of the signed URL. Again, full course in effect, and all of that works correctly. If you're still having problems with your server not showing up correctly, there are 3 places that you need to check to make sure your origin server is specified. The first is cores.json, so I have Gibden.com there. The second is the secret for cores, so that would be cores origins, and you can see that if you go to you can see the value of it if you're logged in as a super user by doing this. You can see Gibden.com is there. This is in the secret manager. And the third and final place that you need to have this set, and this is just so that you can log in, is under, not that one, yep, no, APIs and services. I always get that mixed up with IAM. APIs and services, credentials. Look under Surfey website, that's our OAuth client, and verify that your host is here, protocol and host. So I have Gibden there. So those 3 places you need to put your server, and server is protocol, HTTPS or HTTP, and host name. Assuming that you have that, everything else should work. And goodbye and good luck.